You're not saying you don't trust people, but you don't get close to anyone. The psychology of trust wounds. You don't go around saying, I can't trust anyone, but when someone tries to get too close, you pull away. There's a distance inside you that you can't quite explain. Your eyes sometimes say, come closer, but your heart whispers, stay away. Love sounds beautiful, but it also feels dangerous. You crave a hug, yet fear it being taken away. This isn't just a quirk. This is an unnamed trauma. This is what explains why you're uncomfortable even when someone loves you. This is a trust wound. Trust wounds rarely happen all at once. Most of the time, they begin in childhood. As Erik Erikson said, the very first question a baby must answer is the world a safe place? But what if the mother was depressed? What if the father was physically present but emotionally absent? What if the people who loved you also hurt you the most? Then, your child mind concludes, love is dangerous. Closeness causes pain. I'm safest when I'm alone. We forget this story as we grow, but its effects linger. And years later, when someone tries to love you, your inner child steps back. You miss the people who reach out, yet you don't respond. Deep down, you believe they'll leave eventually. You want to trust, but you're terrified of losing control, because trust means surrender. And to you, surrender equals heartbreak. As Gabor Mate says, trauma is not just about what happens to you, but how alone you felt when it happened. Maybe no one abused you. Maybe no one said, I'll hurt you. But there was a lack of eye contact. No one saw your soul when they held you. Your crying was shushed. Even joy felt too loud. Your emotions were treated as a burden. So you learned not to feel, and that lesson shaped how you connect with people now. You're an adult, maybe successful in your work, well-liked in your social circles, but beneath it all is a silent loneliness. Even among crowds, you feel a void. Because closeness both attracts and terrifies you. You get attached, and the fear of abandonment kicks in. So you hold back, because leaving first, before they get a chance to leave, feels safer. Carl Jung's idea of the persona comes into play here. People know you as strong, cheerful, helpful, but that's a survival mask. Inside, there's a vulnerable child, a child who longs for love but is afraid of pain, a child who hates being alone but can't risk being seen, and that child has been waiting for you for years. This doesn't only show up in romantic relationships, it spills into friendships, work dynamics, even family bonds. When someone gets too close, your inner voice says, be careful. If you get too attached, you'll get hurt. Don't open up too much. So, without realizing it, you build walls. And those walls protect you, but also isolate you. That isolation becomes familiar. It feels safe, but it also drains you. Because being human means forming bonds. And, while you yearn for connection, you run from it at the same time. This inner conflict is what's exhausting you. So how do we break this cycle? Step 1 is acknowledging the conflict. It's easy to say, I just don't trust people. But the deeper truth might be, I never learned how to trust, because I never got to feel what safe love is like. That doesn't make you broken. It means part of your story was left unwritten. Step 2 is revisiting your relationship with yourself. You can't trust others without learning to trust yourself first. Do you honor your needs? Do you suppress your feelings? Do you accept yourself as you are? Or are you still believing that only perfection deserves love? Step 3 is practicing small acts of emotional risk. Trust doesn't rebuild overnight. It starts with tiny steps. Sharing your thoughts with a friend, saying no, setting a boundary. These are all acts of self-trust. And yes, you might be disappointed, but disappointment doesn't destroy you. Every crack in the wall lets in more light. Step 4 is rewriting your old narrative. That parent who wounded you, that absent figure, that silence you felt growing up. It doesn't define you anymore. They might have broken your sense of safety, but you get to build a new one. Your inner child is still there, and this time they're waiting for you to choose them. Not to abandon, not to neglect, but to love fully. Step 5 is emotional courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to stay, despite the fear, saying, I trust you is a risk, but without risk, no bond can deepen, and every bond you build becomes a thread in your healing. Step 6, the final one, patience. This isn't a race. You've been building these walls for years. They won't come down in a day. But with each awareness, each honest conversation, each quiet moment with yourself, you inch closer to your truth. And maybe one day when someone says, I'm here for you, your heart will quietly respond, so am I. Remember, you're not saying you can't trust people, but you don't let anyone in because your inner child still fears being unloved. And now, you get to hold that child's hand. You get to say, I'm here now, and I don't need these walls to keep me safe anymore. The Mirror Mind Project is here for that journey, because this isn't just a video, it's an awakening. It's not just psychology, it's a whisper to your soul, and that whisper begins with you. If this video stirred something inside you, if it awakened a quiet feeling you'd long silenced, know that you're not alone. We all carry unsaid words and unseen parts within us, and here, together, we begin to uncover them. This wasn't an ending. It was a remembering, a small but brave step from shadow to light. If this journey touched you, don't forget to subscribe to the Mirror Mind Project. Hitting the like button helps these stories reach more hearts. And if you share your thoughts in the comments, what once felt like a lonely path becomes a shared experience. Remember, the answers were never out there. They've always been within. Be kind to yourself. Stay true to yourself. And until next time, we'll meet again here on the Mirror Mind Project.